What's good, everybody? Nathan Producer Beats. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a resource video. A lot of you guys have been asking for this, and I feel like this is the right time to do it. So I'm going to be basically going through all of my top free plugins, cheap plugins, and then I'm going to show you my personal scalar workflow, and I'm going to show you how to change the colors in FL Studio. Everything's going to be linked in the description, including timestamps, and there's also going to be some bonus links for some other free products that I feel like are really good to use. So thank you guys so much for all the support. Let's get to work. Resource number one is going to be Labs by Spitfire Audio, one of my all-time favorites. So many instruments that you can add to the VST. One of my favorites right now is the soft piano. Let's go ahead and hear it in action. I'm gonna turn some of this reverb up. I'm gonna turn the volume up a little bit here, and let's go ahead and play some on the MIDI. Very clean sounding, nice and beautiful right out the gate. Excellent for R&B. Been using it a lot lately, and also some of the guitars have been growing on me as of late, especially the Moon guitar. It's actually really good for trap. Use it in some of my Don Toliver beats. Resource number two is going to be the cassette Rhodes. Now this one is a fairly new addition to my arsenal, but I have fallen in love. You can do some effect controls within the plugin by itself. As you can see, a tag decay, you got some reverb and stuff. Let's go ahead and listen to it in action here. Very effective and beautiful sounding piano right out the gate. Highly recommended by Sample Science. Resource number three is going to be another Sample Science plugin, which is the Toy Keyboard. Just started using this one, but man, the potential is endless. Within the plugin itself, the layout is similar to cassette Rhodes, but if you click right up in here underneath Toy Keyboard, you get so many presets. So like marimbas, vibes, organs, so many options. Let's go ahead and just take piano and vibes and just let's play with a couple here. I'm gonna take it to the marimba, see what that sounds like. And what I like about this one too, the instruments are for the most part pretty dry. So as long as you add some effects to it and get a little creative, very powerful. Resource number four is going to be actually a contact bank, which is the Native Instruments Complete Start. Over 2,000 free sounds. I don't use it as much, but from time to time I'll hop in hybrid keys. But as you can see here, you get a ton of instruments for free. It comes with kinetic treats. XL is not included. That's an output product, so you don't get XL with it. Let's go ahead and play with the hybrid keys a little bit. If you're just looking to beef up your plugin arsenal, very good addition, and it doesn't hurt because it is free. Now that you guys have some instruments added to your arsenal, let's go ahead and talk about some effect plugins. Plugin number one is going to be Wider by Polyverse. One of my favorites. You guys see me use it a lot. Now with Wider, this is pretty much a stereo separation plugin. It makes any sound pretty fat. Now I do have to caution you guys when using this. For me, I use it to the extreme, but then I also stack on top of Wider, and I never have phase issues, and I'm also mixing in a fairly pretty good treated room and on some really good monitors. But it's supposed to be phase coherent, and like I said, so far I haven't ran into any issues. So let's go ahead and hear it in action here. I'm gonna toggle it on and off here for you guys. So as you can hear, makes the sound just really wide in the ears. Again, be very careful, check that mix in mono, and just have a good time. Effect plugin number two is going to be Pancake 2 by Cable Guys. These are the same guys that made Halftime, by the way, fun fact. Now, Pancake 2 is an excellent panning plugin. I like to use it on my hi-hats, my percussion, my melodies, pretty much everything except for the drums. But there's several presets within the plugin, as you can see here. One of my favorites is fast to slow and left to right shy. These are my very, very favorites. Let's go ahead and hear it in action. I'm gonna go ahead and make it a little bit extreme. So as you can see here within the plugin, you have some other options. You can increase or decrease the speed and play with the mix right within the plugin. So let's increase the speed just for fun and make it a little aggressive so you guys can hear how it sounds. All right, let's toggle it on and off. Excellent, excellent for the percussion, excellent for the melodies. Very, very well worth it for $0. Effect plugin number 3 is going to be UJam's Finisher Micro. Now, this one is super powerful because there are so many options within the plugin itself. So as you can see here, let me take you guys through this. We have 2 consoles. The amount basically adds more or less of the effect that you have chosen down here. So in mode, as you swing around, you have a lot of options. You got compressor, vibrato, flanger, phaser. So get creative with it. Let's go ahead and cycle through some of these so you guys can see the potential. I like to use effect plugins all the time. They just make your melodies and beats overall sound fantastic. All right, so now that you guys have some free instruments, some free effects, I'm gonna take you through some really, really cheap VST instruments that I've been using a lot and I think will help you guys out. First one's gonna be Expand 2 by Air Music Technology. What can I say about this one? Look how many sounds you get. Soft pads, bright pads, action pads. There's literally thousands of sounds included. Very user-friendly. I love the interface. You can ARP pretty much everything. You can stack items and just create unique sounds. This one's going for about $14 right now. You can catch it on sale for, I've seen it as low as like $8, but very, very well worth it. A really good pickup. Let's go ahead and hear it in action. I'm gonna go ahead and grab something random here. Let's go with this pad and let's just go through a couple sounds so you guys can hear. Beautiful. And let's go ahead and just ARP it just because. We're gonna hit the ARP, we're gonna turn it on, we're gonna go 8, we're gonna go down. So as you can see, very powerful for $14. Can't get any better than that. Plugin number 2 is gonna be Hybrid 3. This one is also from Air Music Technology, the same guys that made Expand. This is fairly new to my arsenal, but I'm glad I got it. Right now you can get it for $5. The highest I've seen it is probably like $20, maybe even less, but you cannot go wrong with this. Several thousand sounds to play with. As you can see here, got polysynths, bells, leads. Let's go ahead and hear it in action. Got a random sound here. Now let's go hear another one. I'm gonna go to soft pads. Can't go wrong with some pads. Very, very excellent VST. I've been using it a lot in my R&B beats. Excellent for stacking and building those melodies. Make sure you guys go ahead and get that. Next cheap plugin is gonna be Arcade. We all know Arcade. I don't need to go too much into depth with this one, but I use this in pretty much every single beat that I make. They're constantly upgrading and adding new sounds from time to time. I can't even keep up with all the kits because there's so many sounds. I haven't even downloaded some of them. But $10 a month, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, I know that does add up over time, but think of it this way. You're investing in your music and it's gonna come back on the back end, that 10 bucks. You know, you sell one beat here and there. even a couple beats a year, that's gonna take care of your subscription costs. So Arcade by Output, if you're gonna invest some money, spend the $10 a month, this is where it's gonna be at. So as promised in the beginning of the video, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my Scalar 2 workflow. Within Scalar, I live right in here within songs and artists. Now, if you click songs, you get a wide range of different genres and different chord sets to choose from. Now, personally, I do not let any of these labels put me in a box. So for example, if I'm gonna use classical for R&B, I'm gonna use it for R&B. I'll go to disco and I'll use disco for trap. So don't let these labels put you in a box, be creative and just use them for different genres. It works every time. Now in the artist section, there's just basically different producers, composers, musicians that have provided their chord sets, their personal chord sets to Plugin Boutique, and they work together, and it's pretty cool to see. As you can see, Curtis King's in here. Shout out, bro, if you happen to be watching. And there's just really, really good sets in here. But for the most part, I live right here in songs. Now, for example purposes, we're gonna go to R&B, and let's just choose R&B 1. So as soon as I selected that, as you can see, something changed. You can see all these different chords that you can choose from. Now, once you get to this point, it's pretty much up to you as far as what combination you want to put together to create your progression. If you have a MIDI keyboard, this works very well. To activate the notes on your MIDI, just hit this A. Now, when you play it on your MIDI, it plays the different sets all together. Now, if I were to turn this A off, just single notes, and that's not what we want. Now, from here, as far as the combination goes, it's completely up to you. I'm not sure of a way to automate any type of progression, but I don't think you would really want that anyway. So you can really get unique and creative here. So what I do from here is I just start to play. So that sounds pretty good to me. Now from there, I'll go ahead and hit MIDI capture. And then now you're gonna record whatever MIDI pattern that you create. So I go ahead and count 4s in my head. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple progression. You go ahead and hit stop. Now from here, this drag feature, you can place this pattern into any one of your instruments. So I'm gonna go ahead and just drag it into the cassette roads. Now, before we proceed, if you decide to use the felt piano within Scalar itself, make sure you just turn this A off, because when you drag it in and you have that on, it's gonna sound so weird. All right, so now let's go over to cassette roads, and I have now the MIDI that I just played. As you can see, it's not perfect. Sometimes I'll hit and it'll hit on the bars right on point, but it's not a big deal. You could just go in and make adjustments. And then from there, you can also adjust your BPM however fast or slow that you want. So we're just gonna leave it on 96 for example purposes. I'm gonna go ahead and just fix it real quick. We're gonna pull it back. Just a simple adjustment. Just pull everything close, get it close enough, and then we're gonna quantize it in a moment. So just get it close to the bars. Then we're just gonna highlight everything, and then we're gonna Alt Q, and that gives you that quantization. I don't even know if that's a word, but now you can see everything's on point. So let's go ahead and take a listen to it. And I like to turn the metronome on just to make sure everything's on point. All right, and as you can see, that it's kind of low, so let's control up. Change the octave, here we go. Super easy. As you can see, it sounds beautiful, perfectly on point. And then from there, you just have free reign to just start stacking and creating your melody, adding your strum, and all that good stuff. So now I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to change the colors within FL Studio. It's important to note that you have to be in at least 20.7 to be able to do this. You can't do it in any of the older versions, unfortunately. So what you're gonna do, just go to your channel rack, find any instrument that has some MIDI notes out, right click and hit piano roll. It's gonna take you to your piano roll. Click this little drop down for the piano roll options. Go to View, Note Colors, Edit Palette. So as you can see here, we have control over any color that we want. And now you guys know my brand colors for my notes, so have fun with it. So let's go ahead and pick something crazy. Let's go like lawn green, and we hit accept. And now, as you can see, the colors have changed. Now to change your grid color, same path, drop down for piano roll options, view, grid color. Gives you a similar type of color picker, and all you have to do is go through, let's find something random. Let's go like red tomato, that's random, and hit accept. And now your grid colors are different. So I hope you guys enjoyed all these tips. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And I'll catch you in the next video.